What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for today's Raptors watch along. Interesting one today. The Raptors playing in the late afternoon window on this Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everyone who is celebrating. Happy Sunday to everyone, because it's nice to not be working today. We got a tough one though. Raptors away at the Boston Celtics, a team the Raptors have struggled with immensely this season. Been some blowouts, been some really tough performances, but perhaps today we'll see if they can rise up and produce something magical to win this game, because it may take a little bit of magic here. Raptors absolutely underdogs going into this one. 9-point underdogs. They were 10.5-point underdogs when I checked this morning, so it may have been some either positive injury news on our end or negative injury news on their end. Not sure what's changed, because I don't see any Celtics players in the injury report. Emmanuel quickly remains out for the Raptors. But regardless, hey, it's sports. Earlier this week, we lost to the Kings. That was a shock. So why should we not be able to produce a shock on the other end and beat a team that maybe we aren't supposed to beat? And this would go a long way towards a status potentially as a top 6 seed. The Raptors really fumbled their opportunity when they lost to the Sacramento Kings. That was the game they had to win. They really fumbled their opportunity with that one. As it stands, they're half a game up on the 76ers. They lose today, they will fall back under the Sixers as a result of the tiebreak there. If they win today, they're one game back of the Hawks, where the Raptors do indeed have a tiebreak. The camera's going fucking ballistic today. What is happening with the camera? It's not picking me up very well today. Regardless, it's a game of sport. Anything can happen. If you're going to this one saying the Raptors have zero chance of winning, do me a favor, just don't watch. You don't have to. I don't think they're gonna win, but I think they can. I think they've got a chance to do it. I'm gonna try changing the lighting. See, that helps with the camera. I think they can do it. I think they're good enough to do it. So I'm watching and hoping they can win. If you're just going to be like a prick all game and say, we suck, we're never going to win this, fuck this team, just don't watch. And in particular, just stay out of my chat. Like, I just can't deal with it. Like, last game was annoying enough. It was an embarrassing game, but just like, it's a 4-quarter game. If you're going to be like, if it's a disaster to you that they have a bad first quarter, just skip it. Because I'm not dealing with it today. I really don't want to deal with it today. It's a game of sport. We're probably not going to win, but you know what? We can win. We're good enough to win. We've won at OKC this season, so why can't we win at Boston? Let's go win this game. Let's stay in the top 6. Let's make the playoffs. I want to have fun watching this team. Hopefully they can provide, and they got to hold up their end of the bargain a little bit. Hopefully they can provide some fun for us as well. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Now we have all that out of the way. If you enjoy along the way, make sure you do hit the like button. It does go a long way to supporting the channel. And make sure you're subscribed if you are new. Let's get it going today. Appreciate you guys. Happy Easter. Hopefully you had some fun this weekend. Hopefully, you had something enjoyable. And hopefully, if not, whatever. Hopefully this is enjoyable. And hopefully we have a good time here today. Let's do it. Just get some water in a sec. But if you did have anything you got up to, let me know what it was. I've been out with family doing stuff the last few days. Friday, I think Thursday as well. Thursday, went out with some family. Friday, went to see some family. Saturday night, was out with family all day. Sunday, I stayed over. Sunday morning, family stuff. So I'm a little bit wiped, but we're out here. Let's get a good game in here for today. Again, thank you for joining me. All right, say what's up to the people in the chat. Games will be getting started shortly. Blue Jays also in action right now. They are struggling. They've been an easy start to the season schedule-wise. And yet still they are 4-4, and they are down 3-0 here in the fourth inning against the White Sox. Athletics, Rockies, and White Sox to start the season. You play in the AL East. Realistically, you need 6 of those. And it looks like they're only going to get 4 at this point. You could even make a target to get 7 of those, but they swept the Athletics, and they've looked rough since then. Thankfully, Brendan Little got sent down to AAA Buffalo today. That being said, it's on the manager as well for playing him, particularly in yesterday's game. Vladdy hits a home run, you go up 2-1. Brendan Little comes in the game, gives up 2 home runs, 3 runs, and just deflates things. A little bit on the coaching as well. Anyways, to the people in the chat, we've got John K joining us, F is cool, FTC clip, Thomas Perry, Nick Killer, Adam H. Oh, dang, it's BBQ, Harrison Silva, John Posadas, MJ as well. Thank you, guys. 3:37, so we should have a few minutes before we get to the game. Let's read some of the chat here. F is cool says, we lost to the Kings, who are the 14th seed. They're the 15th seed. We have a chance to beat this. If that can happen, this can happen. This would be far from the craziest shock of maybe even the week. This would be far from the craziest shock of the season. This would probably be far from the craziest shock of the week. Things like this happen every week. It's not like an impossible task for us here today. But I think what did dawn on me today is the standings. So if we finish the 6th seed, we get pretty much we'll either get the Knicks or the Cavs. If we're the 7th seed, good grief. I know we're playing them today, but I feel like we could nick I feel like we're good enough to nick a couple games off the Knicks and the Cavaliers, and then who knows from there in a potential playoff series. If we were to play the Boston Celtics in a playoff series, let's just say I'd feel less confident than that. I'd be quite worried about our prospects. We could win, but I feel much less confident going to that series compared to New York and Cleveland. So that is big for the 6th seed as well, to avoid that team. And you know what? Winning today will help us avoid that team for sure. FTC clip says need at least 3 to 4 W's. It would kind of stink to win, because there have been 2 more games. They're probably going to be the 7 or 8 seed. It would really suck to win 45 games and not be in the top 6. That would really suck. But that could be the reality here. We probably do need to win 47 games here, at least 46, and it's a pretty rough end of the season schedule for us. With the easy game, we had the easy game and we blew it. So need to win some hard ones now. A couple games against Miami coming up as well on the calendar. FS Gold Star win prediction mid-season before the All-Star break was 44 wins. We better reach that. We only have 5 games left. Well, we only have to win 1 game to reach that mark. So, by all things considered, we've had a great season. It would just be a shame to have it unravel right at the end and miss out on top 6 for sure. Oh dang, it's BBQ. So we beat Detroit, who beat Boston. So in theory, we should beat Boston easily. Well, the Kings beat us, so the Kings should beat Boston easily by that logic. No, it doesn't quite work that way. Also, the Detroit game, we were not as heavily an underdog for that one. Anyways, I know you're not being serious there. As goes, we've done it before. We're the better. Yes, we beat OKC. So why can't we beat this team? Like to end the season with 5 seed. I'm gonna take 4 seed. The Hawks seem to be a little bit too much for us right now. I'd love to be 5 seed. I'll take 6 seed. I will happily take 6 seed and call it a very successful regular season. I am A-okay with that. Do you see this as a must-win if we want to get out of the play? I do not, because if you lose today and just win the next 4, then you're fine. The let's call the must-win games, the actual must-win games, the must-win games. If we lose today, we can win 4 in a row and probably still be fine. CMB peaking. Yes, very good timing. CMB's been excellent lately. We've been missing Emmanuel Quick a little bit, but CMB's been really, really playing well. So hopefully more of that. I didn't catch the Friday game. I know he played well. I didn't catch the Friday game against Memphis. I was out with family, And it was just an absolute beatdown in the end, so I didn't feel the necessity to kind of rewatch that. I've also just been like, the last hour, like from 2:30 onward, was the first hour of, okay, chill, free time. First time since like maybe Tuesday. It's just been on and on and on for me. So I wasn't able to watch that one back, and it's not in my plans to do so. But I trust we played well. If you have anything you noticed, maybe you can point it out to myself. David says, do I see the Raptors beating the Celtics? I don't like the Raptors' chances given their struggles, but the game has yet to get underway. You're right. It could happen. Need a big game. Yeah, we need a big game. We got to play really, really well. That may not even be enough here. You got to be excellent here. And the game's about to tip off. Nick Kill says the hat goes with the jacket. Thank you. I thought so as well. When I opened the hat, I knew that this denim jacket would be nice with it. So I appreciate somebody else was noticed that as well. I've also got a Carhartt hoodie. This is a Carhartt hat that goes underneath, which I wore out to lunch when I was with my sister and her boyfriend, along with my fiance. Had a good luncheon. Anyways, 8 seconds in, we're down. Tip off, easy bucket for the Celtics. So not a great first 8 seconds, but the good news is there are a lot more seconds left in this game. One Salmon Fish says, who from the top four would be the best matchup for Toronto? I would take Cleveland. We've played Cleveland pretty well with this core over the last few years. I know, teams change and stuff, but I not to say that we would beat Cleveland, because I don't think we would, but I think we have the best chance there. They've struggled with lack of having guard defenders in recent years, and I don't think that's improved. I'd be willing to take a little bit of a gamble on another not so fantastic James Harden playoff run. Don Mitchell goes crazy, but we've managed him pretty well in the Dark Ray for a long time, even in the Nick Nurse of a Dark Rajakovic era. Oh, Scotty's down right now. Hopefully he's all right. It looks like maybe he's hitting the throat there. He's still down. Kada slams it. Barnes getting up. He's holding his hand, actually. This would be a problem. Anyways, on Cleveland, I just, if you can kind of neutralize Harden and Mitchell a little bit, I don't love all the other aspects they have in their game. I think we could challenge them. I think in a Cavs series, I think that's our best chance out of the four. Not to say we'd win the series. I still think they're comfortably better than us. But, give us a shot. I think Cleveland is our best chance at that. So, Cleveland for me. If not New York. Definitely not Boston. Boston is the best team in the East. Glad you guys they had. It was like $13. What a purchase. Kai Tegray says, I hope we see Cleveland. Yes, me too. I hope we see the playoffs at all, but I would really not want to see Boston, guys. Is that 6 points for Keita in the first 2 minutes, or is that just 4? It's 6-2 here. Barnes going to square up for 3. He's long rebound to Pirtle. Tipped out to Barrett. He's going to pull the 3. Also off to Mark. Raptors 3 misses some 3 in the early goings here. Walter with a missing preview. And Barnes looks okay. As Brown got tied up. Still gets it out to White. Now Hauser for 3. Nope. Steps inside for 2. And he's long. On the rebound, Keita's fouled by Pirtle. It's out of bounds. It'd be side out of bounds for the Boston Celtics. Oh, wasn't his hand. Sorry. Looks like the lower stomach area is what's hurt for Scott. He was clutching his hand. So it wasn't his hand. It was his stomach. I mean, hopefully just an impact injury, and he'll be okay. Kada on the roll puts in for 2. 8-2 Celtics. What I will say about the last time we played the Celtics, I think it was the last time, Jakob Poeltl was by far and away comfortably the worst player on the floor. He was awful. RJ turns it over there. It's going to be 2 for the Celtics when Derek White lays this in. And timeout. Yeah. Well, you needed a pretty good start probably, and we have not got it here. I think you got to stop the bleeding pretty early here and think about getting in CMB for Pirtle, because last time we played the Celtics, they hunted Pirtle every possession. If he was on the floor, they hunted him. Now, turnovers like that are not going to help, but they're already going to Keita a bunch. Like, I think you get in CMB early and try and stop this right away, because it's 10-2 and they are still in first gear. They're still in the parking lot right now. The Celtics. They haven't even started yet. If it's a blow, we can be talking about food. If it's a blowout, we can be talking about nothing, because I'm fucking leaving. I don't want to get into it, but if it's a if we're getting absolutely crushed, I do not want to watch my least favorite team blow out my favorite team after I've just been swamped all weekend. But anyways, we don't have to worry about that. It's still early. We don't have to worry about that yet. It's still early. It's 3 minutes in. They've had a rough start. Come out of the timeout. Get a bucket. Get set up on defense. Make your adjustments here, and let's get this back. A lot of time left. Who watches this shit, man? Who watches these TV shows, man? Someone keep me updated on the Jays, because I've got darts on my phone, and I've got the Raptors on TV. Someone keep me updated on the Jays score. It's 3-0, right? Yeah. To the fucking White Sox. I didn't get swept by the White Sox, man. It's the AL East, man. You can't give up these easy ones. If it's blow, retire your TV, bro. No, I'm not one for physical, taking my anger out physically. Maybe when I was like a young teenager, FIFA got a little hectic. I never smashed. I never even came close to smashing a controller, but I've definitely tossed it. I've definitely just, kind of tossed it down, and maybe nothing ever broke. Maybe like a little bit of damage, but no, I was never one for breaking TVs, breaking controllers. Even anything. So, anyways, Pirtle is still in the game and on the roll there. Got the bucket, so good bucket out of the timeout. Good play design at the timeout. Here's Tatum for the Celtics. And it's a tough layup, and he's got it. Jason Tatum, incredibly back from injury. I label the Celtics as a potential hot take candidate to miss the playoffs. Boy was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong, because Walter for 3. Big 3. 5-point game. Celtics are a wagon. I give, first of all, an immense amount of credit to Joe Mazzulla, because this is a gap year. This is a year where the Celtics, and I hate to give them credit, but I'm forced to because of how impressive this season's been. This was a gap year. They made a lot of moves to start the season to cut costs. They made their team worse in doing so. They prepped for a year off because Tatum was hurt. And instead, they've just been excellent all season. They've gotten better as the season has gone on. Mazzulla, I give a ton of credit to. And Jaylen Brown, who have been quite critical in my time covering the sport, as somebody I didn't think could rise up as a first option. I think he benefited from being the second option. Well, it turns out he's just an amazing player regardless, because he's been amazing this season as well, mostly as the first option for the Celtics, without really having a co-star. So hold my hands up and say, man, that was an awful take. The Celtics have been incredible, and they're the best team in the East, especially with Jason Tatum back. So hopefully someone stops them winning the chip. I hate the Celtics, but you got to give this organization a lot of credit. Yeah. BI to the rim and one. Chance to make it a 2-point game. All right, we cooled it down. We've righted this ship. Brad Stevens, excellent on the bench or in the front office. Joe Mazzulla, it actually turned out to be like the real sliding doors moment, I guess we could call it. Ime Udoka getting freaky in the team facilities turned out to be the best thing that happened to this team because Joe Mazzulla is so much better as a head coach than Ime Udoka. And they were able to move on from Udoka as a result of that and bring up the better guy into the role. So yeah, sadly, a lot of credit to them. I think the Thunder or Spurs beat this Celtics team. Depending on how Tatum can look by the time we roll around to June. But my pick for the East would be the Celtics. My pick for the West will still be the Thunder, but man, the Spurs are coming too. Why is Jason Tatum better after the Achilles injury? He's not. He hasn't been as good as before, but he looks healthy, man. He put in a lot of work to get back, and he looks pretty good. 5-second violation of Celtics. The Raptors, nice little run here, 8-2 run, and they're down by 2, and they've got the stop there, forcing a turnover on the inbound, before the inbound. I wish Dan Hurley was an NBA coach. So it looked like the Lakers were going to hire him before JJ. Then I think UConn upped their offer to keep him. You never do know with college coaches coming to NBA. Oh, nice steal by Barnes. Here we go. Ingram to Barrett. Got to lay that in. Yes, ties the game up at 12. All right. How about the Raptors? What a response. I won't sleep on Denver as well. That game against the Spurs was incredible that it just went down. I'm not going to sleep on them, but I think the Spurs and Thunder are better than them. But that being said, Jokic with a big reminder that he might be the best player in the NBA still against Wemby. Tatum for 3, drills it, ends the run, and Celtics back up by 3. What are we talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, Dan Hurley. You never know with college coaches. The NBA is so different to college ball. But very good coach. Anyways. I didn't watch the entire Spurs Nuggets game. Like I said, I've been with family the last 3 days in a row. 4 if you include today. It's been a lot, but I caught some of it, watched back some highlights, so got a bit of the gist of it, and read a lot about it. Social media looked like the NBA at its best for sure. RJ stepping back for 3, and he's off the mark again. Rebound will fall eventually in the hands of Jaylen Brown. RJ just not fearing the 3-ball today as Brown lays it in for the Celtics. And a 7-0 run has them up by 7 here. I had a very salty lunch, and I'm trying to recoup the water from my salty-ass lunch. Walter for 3. He's got a couple. Payne Pritchard is high-key a Raptor killer. We're aware of it, but he just keeps doing it. Yeah. It pains me to see Payne Pritchard doing so well for the Celtics. I was a big fan in college, and I'm happy he's doing well in the NBA. I just am unhappy that it's the Celtics that are reaping the rewards, though. Maybe he lands somewhere else. His career pans out different. But Payne Pritchard is in the game. Same haircut all these years, which is funny. Brown going past CMB in the corner. Just Hugo Gonzalez. Oh, that's Baylor Shireman, sorry, who knocks down the 3. Shireman can shoot a little bit. Don't want to leave him wide open in the corner like that. 2 Raptors players kind of collapsed on the help defense. So left 3 guarding 1 player, and it left the kick out. Nikola Vucevic in for the Celtics. He's looking a lot skinnier these days, man. A lot skinnier. If you look at a photo of him from a year ago, it'd be a large difference. 3 ball for Ingram. Off the mark. Rebound by Vooch. Trade deadline acquisition by this Celtics team. Pritchard. That's a legal screen. Walsh for 3. Ball don't lie. Our ball anyways. Barrett driving. And he's fouled. He's going to head to line after crashing with the camera operator. RJ heading to the line here, trying to trim into the 7-point deficit. If you guys are enjoying so far, as a reminder, make sure you've hit the like button. Support the content that we're doing here. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'm gonna need more water after the first quarter. There was popcorn, there was tater tots, and there were burgers at lunch. And I need to replenish some fluids here. RJ at the line making the first and getting the bounce on the second. And the Raptors are within 5. Walsh off to Pritchard. Shed is in the game to defend him. Good size matchup for Shed. Nearly forcing the 8-second violation, but Pritchard makes it over. Switch on to Mamu to defend. So Shed's down low with Vooch. Brown on the 3, doesn't get it to fall. Goes right back to him on the rebound. Fights to the rim, can't get the bucket to go. Ingram with the rebound this time. Outlet to Shed. And that's just very poor decision-making from Jamal Shed. It looked like he was caught in 2 mind. I think in his heart told him, as Shireman missed a 3, Shed's heart told him to shoot. His mind thought better and said, don't shoot. And then he just froze up and didn't know what to do, and he made a very poor pass. Murray Boyles to Mamu. Now Shed. Gets the pass off to Ingram. Got some room maybe to operate in the paint. Going above Pritchard. He can't get it to fall. Shireman was the defender. And on the rebound, Vucevic to Walsh. CMB disrupting. Still gets it in for Vucevic. Pass out. Spills out of bounds. Raptors ball. Five turnovers now for the Celtics. There's a positive for the Raptors, but need to get the buckets to fall as well with it. 22-17, 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Shed getting the screen. Got CMB on the roll. Goes up for the floater. Doesn't get it to fall. On the miss. Rises up and draws a foul. So good job on the glass. Probably had the pass to CMB. Elected to go himself. And despite it not going, he gets his miss. The back and forth non-scoring basketball is a style that works the Raptors season. It does, because it plays into their strength, which this season has been defense. And it plays against their weakness, which is scoring a lot. Because their offense has been fantastic. Wow, Shed, most assists off the bench for the Raptors player in history. So congrats to him. This scoring era we're in, definitely sports helps that. But hey, can't deny Shed's playmaking has been great off the bench this season. For a lot of years, guys, we didn't have a backup point guard who could eat up minutes. And this one isn't perfect, but he can play NBA minutes, that's for sure. And played good level NBA minutes for most of the season leading up to the month of March, where, of course, he struggled. But hopefully we can get him back going. Hopefully he can help us out if we can get to the playoffs. CMB to the rim. Tough take. And finish. The Raptors back within 1. 6-0 run. He's a lot better than McDoordash. That's for sure. Although everyone is. What is he up to these days, eh? And how are the Jays doing? You guys are supposed to update me. What's the score? Still 3-0. So no updates needed. Fair enough. What is Jalen McDaniels up to these days? He's got to be in Europe or something. He is without a team at the moment, it would appear. Yes, a free agent at the moment. Okay. Yeah. Just looking around. Doesn't look like he plays for a team right now. So he sucks. And you think back to those times. That was a guy getting regular minutes for this team. You think about the guys who were getting regular minutes for the Raptors a few years ago. A lot of them are just not in the NBA anymore. Like Malachi Flynn is busy getting into fights in Turkey. I don't know if you guys saw that clip. Malachi Flynn started a bit of an altercation. I think he plays for Istanbul Başakşehir, something like that. I hope I said that right. And they're playing against Besiktas, very decorated club in Turkey. And Malachi Flynn shoved the guy near the end of a game where his team was about to lose. It started a mini brawl. Cam Thomas. Yeah, Cam Thomas is the reason 2 teams have waived him this year. We need buckets. We have Cam Thomas. Like I said, there's a reason 2 teams have waived him this year. I'll pass personally. If we had Cam Thomas, guys, you'd fucking hate him. You would hate watching Cam Thomas. I think the Cam Thomas thing is like, you got to watch him to really know why teams don't want him. Jaden Ivey. We see we've got a lot of info about Jaden Ivey. He's kind of sucked for a little bit. Not enough to get cut from the NBA. But when you're like awful to work with and you're not very good at your job, usually your employer in like any situation would cut ties with you. You're dispendable. You're providing value, but you're dispendable, and you're a nuisance to work with. Most employers would cut you in that scenario. And every indication was that J.I. was not a pleasant man to have around the team. Corner 3 is good for Shed after a favorable bounce. The Raptors have their first lead of the night. This says 23. 24-22, I think, unless there was a 2. Walsh for 3 doesn't go. I'm not sure they'll adjust that, but I have the Sportsnet scoreboard telling me 24. This one telling me 23. I'm going to go with the Sportsnet score. 24-22. CMB misses. We got women's NCAA on as well. We got a lot of sports, man. I got darts on. We got basketball. We got Blue Jays. We got NCAA. Is NBA still planning the expansion draft? Yeah, the teams coming into the league wouldn't happen for like a couple years. They definitely wouldn't be in next season. Maybe the year after that if things kind of roll quickly, but I think it could even be longer. Shireman with the left gets the floater to drop, ties game at 24. So after the 10-2 start for the Celtics, Raptors have fought back admirably and are in this game. Over under 12 for Sky today. I mean, I would think over, but if you've got a line there on limited juice, I would comfortably play an over 12 for Scotty Barnes or over 11.5. Yeah, Barnes lately. So Barnes' scoring is very matchup dependent, where like if there's solid rim protection defense, he's very much looking for the pass, which is good. He's putting up that really cool streak of assists, but also you're the best player on the team. We need you to score. We need you to run things for us. Sometimes it's 28-29. Target is Vegas. Yeah, I've been saying for a couple of years that those are the 2 most logical places. Seattle, great fan base, great city. I'm sure they want their team back. Vegas, just financially, I think for the NBA just makes sense. There's been success with Vegas in the NHL. There's a Vegas team coming to the MLB. I don't really know what sort of fan base would be able to amass there, but you know what? NHL, they've been able to do it. Why wouldn't they be able to do it in the NBA as well? Add to like the spectacle of the city. It is what it is. I got a hot take. Do you agree with it or do you not agree with it? Michael Jordan is more popular than the NBA. Disagree. I don't think anyone knows, nobody knows Michael Jordan without knowing the NBA as well. But, I guess not. You really don't know the NBA if you don't know Michael Jordan too. But no, I don't think so. Kind of see what you're saying, but I don't agree. 26-26. 10 seconds to go in the first. Oscar factor. He did win. Michael B. Jordan. Tatum out to Vucevic at the buzzer for 3. Front rim and away. Raptors tied at the end of the first. And you know what? After they're down 10-2, I will take it. I'll be right back. I need some water. When I come back, we got second quarter coming up. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a minute. Hit the like button while I'm gone, and let's get ready for the second quarter. Brother, I'd do a lot for a Red Bull right now. Or, a white monster. Good grief. A white monster would course through my veins like the Captain America Super Soldier Serum right now. I am feeling it. And my greasy lunch did not help me feel less tired. But we're powering through. Raptors keeping us up here. 26-26. It's only 4 o'clock. Maybe should I get some sunlight in here? Maybe that would help. What is that like? Do we like that? Probably not. That's bad with the light. The lighting looks like worse there. Let's close that up. Fuck me. Come on. There we go. A little peek behind the curtain. There we go. Oh. Get rid of the light. Oh yeah, a lot of people know the basketball, not the NBA, because there's leagues. There's leagues all over the place. People will follow like a local league and not the NBA. I mean, I actually don't think you can know basketball and not know the NBA. I think you just have to know about that league if you know basketball. Like that almost, I don't know, maybe that's a very closed-minded take because I'm immersed within the NBA, but it's very tough to know the basketball without knowing the NBA. The only person my friend knows in the NBA is Giannis. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah, you never talk about other people in the NBA. Victor Wembanyama, a 7'6" alien or whatever, however tall he is, that's never come up in conversation. Me and my friends are really obsessed with these generational athletes and the loony statistics they could put up. Let's play with Walter. 28-26 Raptors. So like we are like pretty infatuated. We were until we went to the Dodgers with Ohtani. We do quite like Wemby. We just love. I mean, it's just crazy. Just you get to experience these things. Like these are the people. These are the players you're going to be talking about for decades and decades. The old heads that get to say they saw Wilt Chamberlain play. You got to see Ohtani play, unfortunately, if you're a Jays fan. Wemby might go down in this sort of conversation. Just crazy. RJ stripped by Tatum. Another turnover for RJ. Wanted the foul call. Hauser for 3. And a technical for RJ. So, awesome. Turn it over and also give away the technical. I am not of the... I mean, it didn't look like a foul to me. I don't know. I am not of the opinion that technical is like worth it to like get your point across, like fire your team up. You know, maybe sometimes a coach doing it just to show, you know, he's defending his guys, he's got your back as a player, and just to fire the team up, you know, see your energy and they try to match it. I can never excuse, as Mamu drills a three, Raptors back and forth. I can never excuse a player getting a technical for mouthing off like that. Like, you know, you gotta know the limit of the officials. You're experienced enough to know you can get your point across the officials without giving up a point. Raptors on defense again. Barnes with the steal. Kick out to Mamu. Just hit. This time he up fakes, drives inside, misses the layup. It's out of bounds for a Raptors ball off Derek White. And the Raptors are playing well here, 31-30. My other friend said the Lakers never three-peated. Well, they did, you know. It's just not that that's another small foul. Not that that's like, you know, a prime example, but just the amount of people they just at day to day that will ask a question they want the answer to. And it's fine to ask, but when nobody present knows the answer, I can't imagine not just Googling the answer after that. Like, if nobody knows, I want to know something. Wow, another three for Walter. Raptors up by 4. Walter's got, he got 13? Let me see. ESPN not loading. Anyways. You have every bit of information in the universe here. Just if you want to know the answer to something, just look it up, and you'll be smarter. My computer froze. I hope to God we are still live right now. Okay, just looks like a Chrome issue. I'm not streaming from Chrome. Chrome is frozen. I'm gonna shut down the task. If I'm still live, give me some sort of indication, please, so I know we don't have any issues. And I will reset Chrome here. Stream time. You're a fucking asshole, man. Alex is fucking dick. Stream time. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. What a great joke. No, it appears we are live. And you know, when I saw it, did stream die? For a second, I believed it. If nobody else had said anything, I would have believed it. That was good. All right, let's reopen these tabs. Hopefully not crash this time. I'll have to resync as well. Anyways. Walter, at long last, has 13 points. He's 5 of 6. He's 3 of 4 from 3. That is what we wanted. Now we know. Jada's still down by 3. Gonna refresh Sportsnet. Let's get this game back on. There we go. Does Grady know Jacoby's stealing money from him in broad daylight? Nobody's stealing money from anybody except Grady Dick from himself. He was getting the minutes earlier this season. Jacoby Walter won them. That's it. Jacoby Walter won the minutes. And he would have won the minutes against a guy playing pretty well. Well, Grady did himself no favors. Hopefully, off-season can get it right. Raptors up by 4, though. They are taking it to Boston. They were down 10-2 and have been on top since. A lot of time to go, though, so need to sustain the level. And I must say, improvements with CMB on the floor compared to Pirtle. Barnes comes in for a rebound. Long pass to Barrett. Lays it, misses the lay. God, RJ today. Boss. Make that layup, dude. We got to have these. Hauser in the corner to White. Getting it in for Vucevic. He's got the mismatch with Walter. Kick out to Hauser. Misses the three. We gotta be alert there. You can't give Hauser that look. We're so worried about the mismatch down low. We forgot about the perimeter there. Mamu to CMB at the elbow. Gets the left to fall. Raptors with their largest lead. They're up by 6 here. You're right. RJ has been a superior second half player as of late. And an offensive foul against the Celtics. Raptors get to go again. Can I stream the game for us? I cannot, because that would be a copyright infringement. You're not allowed to show the game on YouTube. Unless you have express written consent from the NBA, which I do not. CMB throwing down. 38-30, 10-0 run Toronto. On both sides of the timeout. And another offensive foul. Another turnover by the Celtics. Raptors running things right now. 38-30. Whew. CMB. What a player, dude. He's looking healthier. The thumb's looking better. I guess we need our thumbs to play basketball effectively. I mean, it's pretty good without it, but even better with it. Shed. Awful shot. Just deflate us with that terrible shot, man. Come on, Jamal. Early shot clock. We don't need you. Brown bails out of the jumper. Shireman in the corner. Hauser. Back out to Shireman. RJ stays with him. Good defense. 4 on the shot clock. Shireman stops in mid-range. Misses. Long rebound to Keita. Finds Shireman for 3. Also no good. Rebound White. Come on, get the stop. Get your stop. White for 2. Another one no good. Right to Keita. And 4th chance on the possession. Celtics score. Got a rebound. I mean, the last one, unlucky. The rest, could have done something. RJ to CMB. Up fake. Misses. Disrupts the rebound, but cannot corral it. Shireman now to Hauser. Transition 3. Misses. Another offensive rebound. Guys, we got to complete the stop. Keita for 2. Another miss. There we go. Mamu has it. Long range pass to CMB. Tipped out by Keita. Raptors ball. Ingram, Barnes, Walter, CMB is the future. If Walter wants to play like this, he's got a long career in this league. Yeah, Barnes, Ingram, the future, and CMB might lump in there too. And you know what? Maybe we do need to put in Jaquir Walter if he can play like this, and maybe we can get better. Looking like good pick out of the draft, but the future, the short-term future, that is. What about Mamu? Mamu's nice to have too. Hopefully we bring him back in the summer. Brown, nice pump fake. Good finish, 4-point game. Ingram. To Shed. Ingram driving. And the foul's called. Pearl has not enjoyed playing the Celtics this season. And today is not Another one of those days, it looks like. Shed. Nice pass to Walter, but an offensive foul called against Pirtle. So we turn it over. Trey Jackson-Davis needs to the court today. I'm no longer even holding out hope he's going to play. I just know he's not. He's not going to play. Like if they had any desire to play him, he would have played by now, like this season. Guys, fucking rebound. Pirtle, you're right there, man. Like your job is to box out the center. What is this fucking rebounding right now? Handing them points to get back in the game. Need to get on the glass, dude. Like that one, there's 3 Raptors players around him. Nobody gets a body on. It is a bad time to be a Toronto sports fan. I don't know how old you are, but we've had it. We've had it a lot worse. I grew up when I was a kid. Every Toronto team sucked. The Jays didn't make the playoffs until I was like 15. The Leafs were awful throughout my childhood. The Raptors were horrendous throughout my childhood. Right now, the Jays are defending American League champions. The Raptors are in a play-in spot. Should make the playoffs. We've had it a lot worse than this, buddy. And if you're older, you've probably had it worse than I have. When I was a kid, good Lord, was it bad. How old was I when I watched my first playoff series in Toronto? Because I think the Leafs played in 2004, which I don't recall because I wasn't old enough. The Jays made the playoffs until I was like 15. I have vague memories of the Raptors' first round series in 2007 and 2008, where they lost both in the first round, won 3 games total. I don't really recall those that much. But when I was getting into sports around that time, every Toronto team sucked. Jays finished last every year. Never came close to the playoffs. The Leafs were awful. The Raptors were awful. The Jays are defending American League champions. It's far from bad. Who has it the worst right now? What city? Detroit's actually doing well. Basketball now. The Lions are good. Who's got it the worst right now? Chicago? Yeah, kind of. The White Sox suck. The Cubs aren't that good. Are they? Are the Cubs good? Or did they miss the playoffs last year? Bulls are an abomination. The Bears are pretty good right now, though. The Bears are pretty good. If you are... the Mets gotta be... Sorry, the New York kind of gotta be up there. If you're a Mets fan and a Jets fan, that's horrific. Yeah, the Knicks are pretty good right now, but it's going to be pretty bad. It's a good point from T Infinity. Raptors need a pick and roll guy to run to help make Pirtle look better, and without quickly, that's affecting him a bit. You're right. That's a good point. It has to be Washington. Yeah, Commanders suck. The Wizards suck. The Nationals suck. Washington's a great shout by Gabriel. That's a great shout. That might be it. Yeah. Until I'm proven otherwise, we'll have to call it Washington. It's not Toronto. I tell you, it's not Toronto. That's the worst right now. Anyways, Raptors in a bit of a cold stretch on offense. Ingram has to bail out of a jumper, gets to shed. Now Barnes. Okay, Barnes, go at Shireman, please. Thank you. Spins off and one. They don't count it. Okay, no continuation. Fair enough. But at least Barnes just leaned into him a little and showed you ain't guarding me, buddy. That should be continuation, by the way, looking at the replay. That spin was part of the move. I think that should be continuation. They're not going to give it to him, but at least he was willing to take it on there. But, there was such hesitancy almost to do it for Barnes. Pirtle to Ingram. Mid-range doesn't go. And that's BI. That's a spy. He's got to make that. Brown stripped by Walter. Foul. Yo! I did not see a foul there. That's true. I mean, they have the Capitals. The Capitals aren't that good right now. I know they have Ovechkin, but Washington's got to be the worst right now. The Capitals aren't good, are they? I'm not super locked into the NHL. But I guess they won a cup somewhat recently. But still, I think it's Washington right now. Ingram with the block. The Capitals. Oh, yeah, they're not that good. Pirtle lays it in, but another foul against the Celtics. Or it's a 3 in the key against Pirtle. All right. 4 minutes since a point for the Raptors, but they're still up by 2. No, that Pirtle contract's going to age poorly. I mean, it's already not great. And it hasn't aged at all yet. Tatum to Hauser. Now Brown. Brown gets the layup. 38-38. Raptors, no scoring for 4 minutes here. Barnes nearly stripped by Keita. Gets it back, goes off the glass, and finally it points for Toronto. 40-38. And this real slog of a game. Both teams struggling to score, defensive battle. This appeals to the Raptors, as we said earlier. Shed cannot jump shoot. What can he do? He's a very good defender and a very good passer. That's what he does. On offense, scoring, not much. There's no redeeming quality. 40-40. RJ driving with the left. Gets it to fall. 42-40. Tatum working with Keita. Laying it up, missing, tipping it, and a foul was called previously. Just not RJ's half here. RJ, 2 of 6. He's +3. I guess it's not that bad. Barnes, though, struggling. 1 of 5. Walter and Murray Boyle's doing the most damage for the Raptors. Walter's got 13. CMB going to check in for Pirtle. Good move by the Raptors. Pirtle struggling. Murray Boyle's playing really well tonight. Steve Stevens asked a really good question. This is a video that's going to be made very soon. What would be a good value contract for RJ Barrett? So the video, the premise of the video, which is in my notes, and I just need to iron out a script and stuff. What does RJ Barrett's next contract look like? And I generally don't know the answer. Because next season he's making 29. I think everyone in the NBA can and analyze that and say that's too much. Barnes missed a corner 3. If RJ's on a good team, he ain't getting 20. If RJ wants to be on not that good of a team that's got cap space, can pay him a bit, I still think he can get 25 plus. But I don't know. I don't know what the contract looks like. Corner 3 for White. Raptors really struggling on offense. Celtics won't struggle forever, so you got to start getting some points up. You give me your thoughts. What is RJ's next contract? Barnes, nice take there. That's aggressive. And maybe also, what would RJ have to make for you to say, like, that's valuable? Like, valuable contract. He's playing to that contract. If he was making, like, 18 to 20, I think you could say, like, yeah, this is great to have around. Scoring, punch. It's hard to score. This game's about buckets at the end of the day. He can get buckets. Barnes, mid-range. Nice bucket there. Speaking of buckets. Around 20, more or less. Yeah. But I also think he's just, like, more talented than that, which is why I'm just, like, hesitant. But it's just, like, clearly the impact isn't that of, like, a near 30 million player. If he was making, like, 18, like 4 years, 72, I think we could all be like, yeah, that's value to have around. But his next contract, would teams bid for him? I don't know. I think 22, 23 would be a good guess. I think he'd have, like, the agent and the free agent smarts to get that. Don't know if that's a good team, though. Let's see, they're starting shots now. Tatum for 3, and the Celtics lead by 6. Say 15 to 18 on a 4-year deal would be ideal for. Oh, yeah. I mean, ideal would be that minimum. But, yeah, 15 to 18. I don't think it'll be the Raptors, by the way. I don't see any way he's coming back to the Raptors. Wow. CMB, what a pass. And then RJ smokes the open layup. You gotta make that shit, dude. Brown driving. Wow, tough bucket. They're not gonna miss forever, I said. You gotta score too. Darko probably could have called a timeout somewhere in this barren scoring run, but I guess he didn't. That's a good point. If RJ wants to play on a good team, be a playoff team, challenge for championships, he's got to come to terms with like 15 to 18. I think he can get more than that, but it's just, what does he want to be doing? Foul. Foul to give. Okay, good foul. Oh, it's offensive foul on Tatum, rather. Three fouls for him. A little push-off. I have seen much more egregious push-offs not called. I'll say that. 54-46. Half-court heat from Shed. Hit the rim. Raptors down by 8 after 2. And unfortunate, they were down 10-2 to start the game. Fought back, took a lead. They're up by 8 themselves. But a barren scoring stretch to end the half sees them down by 8. But they're still in this game. They've defended pretty well. Just cold offensive run. Became a bit of a problem there. Struggling with Yak on the floor. Going to need to sort that out or just not play him much in the second half. But we're still in here fighting. Let's see if we can bounce back second half, make the adjustments, and give us a shot at this game. RJ's not dumb. You'll easily get 25 a year from 20 teams in the NBA. I don't know. See, I could see that. I just kind of wonder, like, I don't know about 20. Like, what teams are giving him that much? I think any team that did give him that. If somebody gave RJ 4 years over $100 million, I think they'd regret it. If he was value for his contract, he would have been traded already by the Raptors. It's clear there's not like a real desire out there to have him. I can see a good team valuing that scoring off the bench, but then they're not paying 25. I don't know. Like, would the Kings just give him 27 a year? Maybe. Kings are stupid. I don't know. Tough call. I'm not really sure, which is why that video is so challenging for me to do. But anyways, I could see him getting 27. I could see him getting like 18. Anywhere in between. All right, I'm going to go grab some water because I've gone through this again. I'm actually got some electrolytes in me too. While I'm gone, opportunity for you to hit the like button, support the channel. Means a lot if you do. And subscribe if you're new. I should be live for every Raptors game until the end of the regular season, and I should be able to be back for the playoffs as well. All right, I'll be back, guys. Do not go anywhere. Well, all right. It feels weird at halftime of a Raptors game. Feels weird going downstairs and it's light outside. It's still like it's middle of the day, kind of. Still middle block, near the end of the middle block of the day, if you will. That's a strange feeling, but it's nice that, like, when this game is done, I'll have all night ahead of me to do stuff. Anyways, I'm waiting for up the stairs. I'm full. My mouth is still dry as shit. Okay. Let's dig into the box score from the first half. So, Walter leading the way with 13 points. Barnes, 3 of 9. Still just a lack of aggression that's a bit annoying. Pirtle struggled tonight. No rebounds in 11 minutes for him. Need to play him less. Need to just not play him as much in the second half. Murray Boyles outplayed him minutes-wise in the first half, 13 minutes compared to 11 from Pirtle, but you're going to have to stick with Murray Boyles a lot here. The Celtics know how to exploit Pirtle's lack of switchability and footwork. They've made it work all season, and they're doing it here tonight as well. Pirtle's minus 11. Lowest plus-minus team is Brandon Ingram, minus 15. He's just struggled mightily from the field. We need him to be a lot better. We're in this game despite the fact that Barnes isn't playing well, Ingram isn't playing well, Pirtle isn't playing well. So, if they can play well, something good could happen from this for sure. Anyways, aside from those things, we've got some solid play off the bench. Shed's doing okay work playmaking, but just still feeling the effects of his inability to score. He needs to get better at that. Murray Bull's been great again, but yeah, this you're in a game because of your defense, but this isn't going to cut it against the Celtics regardless. Tatum has 11. Keita, you just haven't had an answer from today. He's 8 of 9 with 16. We're crying out for more size and mobility on the team. Pritchard, kind of quietly. Oh, he isn't. Sorry, I saw 11. Sorry, it's 2. Never mind. Jim Brown's got 12 as well. Not much off the bench by the Celtics, but we're just not getting enough offense of our team. 39% from the field. That's not good enough. Absolutely not good enough for us. We're getting our rebound in the paint. On offensive rebounding is bad again. Forcing a few more turnovers, but pretty lucky to only be down by 8, to be honest, with the way that half ended. But here we are. So time to make adjustments. Time to start scoring. Lots of CMB, please, in this half. RJ also struggling here with turnovers and he only had 2. Feels like he's got more. 2 of 7 with 2 turnovers. I thought he had more. All right, let's do the door shot. Keep it going here. Oh, we'll look at the NBA standings in a second because I want to talk about that. Let's do the door shot. I think I missed the last one. Or did I make the last one? I think I missed. Front rim last one. The one before that I think I made. Well, we had some sort of tracker or something. You know what? The jacket kind of got caught on the way up, but that was bad. I mean, it wasn't bad. Oh, that was bad. All right, this going in. Not as bad as the Raps shooting with that. Wow, that was bad. Grady, is that you? Yeah, maybe. That was rough. All right. Lamo. Call Brick. You were right. F is cool. All right, let's look at the standings. So here's the situation. Raptors lose today. They're on track to lose today. This is current score. They could win. But if they lose today, they are tied record-wise with the Sixers, who have the tiebreaker. They will be 1 game up on the Hornets. They will be 1 game. They'll be 2 games back of the Hawks. We'll pretty much looking pretty ironed out to be the 5th seed at this point. If the Raptors remain in the play-in, I think, even though they'd only be 1 game up in the Hornets, I think the Raptors have enough to stay 7th. If the Raptors are the 7th seed, they will have, if they need them, 2 home games to make the playoffs. If they played Charlotte, and let's assume a healthy team, if we played Charlotte in the first round of the play-in tournament, 7-8, we'd be, I think we'd be favored. I think it'd be pretty close. I think on a neutral, the Hornets are favored over us. But at home, I think we'd be slightly favored. If we lost that game and played the Magic or the Heat, and this is assuming the Raptors are the 7th seed. If they're the 8th seed, the second game would be the home game. The first one wouldn't. If they're away at the Hornets, they'd be underdogs. If they're home against Orlando or Miami, they'd be favored against both those teams by a few points. So if the Raptors miss the playoffs and land in the play-in tournament, if the Raptors are in the play-in tournament, I think they'll be favored in 2 games to make the playoffs. So still likely to make the playoffs from there. It doesn't mean they can't lose both games. It would be really, really rough after this season to just not even make the playoffs at all. And I think I mean, I'd be sick for these players if they miss the playoffs because they've put in so much good work this year. But the Hornets are tough, man. The Hornets are not a team I'd be looking forward to playing if we did meet them in the play-in tournament, if that's how it ended up. But we could still be top 6. We could still not be top 7. Like, a lot can change, but we could still be top 6 at this point. Plenty of ball still to play this season, and plenty still to play tonight. I don't know what Shed is doing on his daily practice. Doesn't he learn how to make jump shots? He's been a lot better than last season, so he's clearly working on it. He's been better than last season, but it's just he needed so much catching up. You know, it was a 45th pick. We knew the offense was an issue when we drafted him. It's not like some shock that Jamal Shed can't shoot or score. That was pretty known about him coming into his season last year and this season as well. But hopefully he can get better. Dragon to choke. Play in. Well, we'll see. A year ago they were bad though. They got better. How? We need to do the same. Okay. Now this might sound crazy, but the Raptors were bad last year. And a year later, they're ahead of Charlotte still. So if you said we need to do the same, we literally did the fucking same. Now, we aren't as good as them. On a neutral, they be favored. But if you say we need to do the same, we kind of literally are doing the same. We've accomplished what you request this team to do. They already did it. Let's not make up things to be upset about. There's things you can actually be upset about. Let's not make something up to be upset about. If the Pistons end up as the 1 seed, the 8 seed might actually be kind of desirable over Boston. I strongly agree. However, you don't play for that, If it worked out that way, okay, I'm with you. I'd rather play Detroit than Boston. Not to say we beat Detroit in a series. I'd take anyone in the East over Boston right now. I think Chucky Hepburn saves us long term. No. He's been injured all year, or for a while now. It's possible he's not even with us next year, to be honest. I think he has a meniscus injury. Or it might have been MCL. I'm not sure. Some sort of knee injury, but he's been out for a while. Cringe every time Shed shoots the ball. I'm fine. I'm fine. He's been above. It's not that good. It's above 30%. If he's open for a catch and shoot, you take it. Especially later in the shot. Yeah, that's fine. He can make some of them. It's the early shot clock jumpers, which should not exist, and sometimes the floaters. Floaters are floaters are a bad shot objectively. I think we'll slowly villainize that in the NBA. As we villainize the mid-range shot, I think we'll slowly start to villainize the floater. And I think teams that figure that out earlier are going to get a bit of an edge for a while until the rest of the league catches up. It has slowly come out of some people's shot diet, but it should be more aggressively taken out, I think. But the open ones he's got to take. That's the point. Look promising before his season-ending injury. He's limited by his offense, Good defender, decent ball handler, but for the NBA level, I'm not convinced it's long-term there. Anyways, second half is underway, guys. Out of the break, Ingram gets an open jumper and misses again, so hoping to get Ingram going there and unable to do so as he misses the jumper. Brown going up. RJ getting the stop. Jay's about to get swept by the White Sox, man. Embarrassing stuff. RJ muscling his way to the rim, missing with the left. Good grief. The looks here. The 905 guys need to show more. They got new draft guys coming in who knows they can pick him free agency. Yeah. These are two-way guys. Your role is pretty fragile. So if you spend the whole season out injured, could be the excuse to move on. For sure. I get a migraine every time anyone tries to help a 1v1 match that involves CMB or Scotty. Sometimes, me too. Sometimes I'll die with a Scotty Barnes defensive possession. You know, if they score on Scotty, they score on Scotty, right? Barnes kind of got caught there with the elbow. He sold that call a little bit from my vantage point, but he got clipped a little. Pirtle with it. Notably started the second half. I thought they could have maybe not started him. Barnes, Tatum the defender. Nice pass to Pirtle, lays it in. Lovely play by Barnes. Excellent feed. 54-50. Tatum driving, finding some room, and throwing it down. Is anyone here from Toronto? Well, at least one of us are. RJ, nice pass to Pirtle, who couldn't hold the pass. Deflects to Barnes, finds Barrett in the corner. Has some room to go to work on Hauser. Spinning with the left. Keita came in late for the block. Brown tied up with Ingram, and a foul's called. I don't know how he got that call there. He just kind of bars into him. Do I think Ingram's better than Barnes? No. That wasn't illegal screen on Keita they missed. Ingram's better shooter. Well, that wasn't the question, was it? The question is who's better, and the question is who's the better shooter. The answer is going to be different. Brown getting MVP chance. You know, he'll get some, like, 5th place votes, I think, but he is not the MVP. He will be top 7, maybe 6. I think he could still land top 6 or 7. Not to say 6, 7 on purpose or anything, but he'll get some votes. Walter for 3. My God, has he been good today. 16 for Walter. He's got 4 threes. Shout out Jacoby Walter. How good has he been in the second half of the season? Grady Dick is a better shooter than Scotty. Statistically, they've been similar. Grady Dick's threes are harder than Barnes's. Grady Dick's a better shooter. But, like, the fact that, you know, you have to explain it is a problem. Tatum. Pirtle falls over trying to defend him. Corner 3 for Brown is missed. Barnes' lead pass to Barrett is too far ahead. It's a turnover. Get Pirtle off the fucking court, man. We can't do this. We cannot do this. Don't throw away minutes. Get CMB in the game, dude. I am slamming water over here, dude. I finished this bottle. I finished 2 of these glasses. I have another one here. What did that restaurant do to me? Tatum. Nice fake. Tatum's still pretty good. 60-53. Pirtle with the right. Gets the bounce. 5-point game. Keeps plucking away a little bit. Keeping in the game. Dirk White loses it. Out of bounds, Raptors to inbound. Barnes to Ingram. Going at Keita. Right to the hole. Throwing it down with some authority. My lisp showing there. 60-57. Raptors within 3. No, Tatum is not quite Tatum right now. Not quite as explosive. He's a bit more limited, but he's still very, very good. UCLA has been in charge the whole game out in the women's side. Championship game. Walter. Nice move. Getting past Derek White. Missing in tight, though. Oh, what a look there. Yeah, Pearl probably could have just caught that ball. Tatum. Fouled. Going to go to the line here. 60-57. Where's Battle at? I guess he's not in rotation today. Today's game will tell you what RJ's next contract. Well, he hasn't looked very good today, so I don't think this will be the game that decides it. Yeah, 3 of 11. Yeah, not a good game so far. He could change that, but I don't know. I think Barrett will find a way to get 23-ish. I don't think a contender is giving him that, but I think he'll get there somewhere. 4 years, like 90 maybe, 90-ish, maybe. Long pass to Hauser and just asleep on defense. Who the fuck was supposed to guard him there? Let me see this. So Barrett scored. RJ's just completely napping on defense there, man. Just completely falling asleep. I don't know who's in charge of that. But Barrett was the guy there. Absolutely sleeping there. RJ Barrett is not better than DeRozan. Today? I think there's a case today. I think I'd rather have RJ today, but all time, I don't, obviously not a debate. Do I like IQ on this team? I do. I think, again, I keep saying this in my videos, but we've really, the contract, ignore the contract because he hasn't played up to $32.5 million. If you ignore the contract and you look at Emmanuel Quickley's season, Emmanuel Quickley's played well. He's efficiently scored 17, 18 a game. He's been good from 3. He handles the ball pretty well. Not a perfect point guard, but he can score. He can space the floor. Decent passer. Good pick and roll guy. It's not $32.5 million. That's the problem. He's not playing up to $32.5 million. But he's been a very large positive for the team when he plays. They're much better when he plays. They're much better off having him playing. It's been a pretty good season. It started poorly, but he's picked it up. It's just, again, when you're getting paid $32.5 million, there is larger expectations of you as a player. DeMar is better than Brandon Ingram. I disagree, but, we all have our own opinions. IQ's decent. He's a starting caliber player. Would it be better as a sixth man? I mean, look, if you have a player as good as Emmanuel Quickley coming off your bench, your team must be pretty freaking good. Flava Flav courtside for this game. That's funny. Do I think IQ hit his prime yet? No, I mean, he's got another level in him, I think. Ingram laying it in. Out of the timeout. Nice bucket there. Raptor within 3. Jaylen Brown is just running, and if someone touches him, he's getting the call right now. He's getting every call his way at the moment. Brown misses the first free throw. How does he hit the line for that? Anyways, 4-point game. Ingram in the corner for RJ. Walter now. Double comes. Nice pass out to Shed. How'd he get it there? Nice feed to CMB, who's fouled on the dunk. That was really nice passing there. Walter with a great one to Shed. Shed with a nice one to CMB. Just couldn't get the dunk to go, but he's going to go to the line. I'm not sure how much he's complaining about free throws, Jaylen Brown. RJ's next round would probably be the different team, tell you that. RJ's next round is definitely going to be the different team. The Raptors are not signing this guy. He is not coming back. I feel very confident. I feel confident he won't finish the season a Raptor next year. But no, they're not signing him back. All they've wanted to do since getting him is trade him. I don't see the commitment of money unless he's willing to take a big pay cut, which he shouldn't have to do. That's Ari wants to take a pay, doesn't get traded. Disagree. There'll be teams next year willing to take expiring salary next year. Shed missed the layup on the steal, but CMB cleans it up. CMB having another game here today, and the Raptors are within 1. Great start to the half. Now, RJ's contract next year is about $29 million. It's expiring salary. I can see a team finding that expiring salary desirable and him getting moved. Wishing the best for her. I hope one day he finds a home, a team that likes him, doesn't want to trade him constantly. I just don't think that's Toronto. The negatives outweigh the positives, Harrison Silva says. Unfortunately, many other teams think the same. Because, again, if there was perceived value in what he was bringing night to night, he probably would be somewhere else because the Raptors keep trying to trade him and are unsuccessful. $20 million per year would be fine for RJ. Manjeet says, I agree. But he's making more than that right now. It'd be a lot easier to maneuver your roster with that. And there's a lot of value in scoring, being capable of 20 a game. I could see a team feeling strongly enough if you've got shooting and you can forego that with this position. You've got defense. I could see a team maybe thinking, give him some money. But I think if he wants like 23, 25 plus, it's a bad team that's going to give it to him. Didn't Bobby almost trade RJ for Jalen Green or Drew Holiday? I don't know. RJ's a lot better than Jalen Green. Jalen Green is terrible. RJ's a nice, good guy. I am. This is me cutting some slack. I hope one day he finds a place with a team that wants him and isn't trying to trade him. I think he's talented, but if there was value in what he was making, he wouldn't be here because a team would have already accepted a trade from him at some point. I like him. I root for him. Great guy to root for. But it is what it is with his status in the league. Starts CMB at the 5. Certain matchups favor it. Today's one of those days. But it doesn't mean you need to start him. He can still play more than the other guy. Yeah. And it doesn't help RJ that we're overpaying 2 other guys, which is not his fault, but it's the reality. Shireman for 3, doesn't go. 2 offensive rebounds in the possession for the Celtics, leads to 2 points. And again, the offensive glass a problem for the Raptors today. 67-64. Shed. Going at Walsh. Hands off to Barrett, who's got some room. And, yeah, illegal screen on CMB. Sucks to see a Canadian not be a part of our future, but it's the NBA. Got to deal with it. Well said by FTC Clip. Jaylen Brown gets the bucket. 69-64. Shed to Barrett for 3. Got it. Finally, one drops for Barrett. And then a steal by CMB. Shed. Get a CMB. Going at Pritchard. Laying it up and getting the roll. Raptors back within 1. Pritchard in the corner. Shireman steps inside. Back to Pritchard. Shed staying with him. Keeping the hip square, but Pritchard's able to fade away for 2. Celtics by 2. 4:27 to go in the third. Raptors still out here hunting. Good third quarter so far. But third quarters are not our problem. The quarter after the third has been. So let's give ourselves the best position possible here. $71-69. Mamu checking in for the Raps after the first free throw does not fall. Do you think CMB's long-term idea is to be a starter full-time? We just don't know where he fits in. He's a rookie, so it's a long. We got time before making him start. I think CMB will be. I think after this season he'll be kind of knocking on the door of being a starter, and if it takes another season, I think he'll be, Jack Nicholson in The Shining, knocking on the door to be in the starting lineup. That's how good I think he's been and how good I think he will be. The issue is the talent will be there. It's just where does that fit in an NBA starting 5? Because he doesn't have the size of a traditional center, so that, you'll be in some matchups where that's a bit of a problem. Doesn't have the spacing to be able to play as a 4 as Ingram turns it over. His turnovers, man. You can slide him to the 4, but his shooting has to be better. Mamu for 3. Wow, nice way to silence the crowd. Big 3 from Mamu. I think the ideal world is CMB adds some spacing to his game and is a long-term power forward, but who can play as a 5. But also, if you have Barnes and him playing as your as like the 5 and 4, RJ blocked. RJ's game today, man. Mamu up fake, driving to RJ in the corner. If you have Barnes and CMB, it makes up for the lack of size a bit. You're just outmatching some matchups. Wow, Mamu way off on that 3. And it's out of bounds for Celtics ball. 2:53 to go in the third. This has been a afternoon. I wouldn't say to forget for Barrett. He has 11 points, 4-13. It's not been one to forget, but it's been a struggle for him today, unfortunately. Doesn't mean he can't have a big fourth quarter, though. And we're still in this game, 75-73. Put Barnes to the point. I think we've kind of seen in this stretch where Barnes has played a lot of point that the future of Scotty Barnes is not at point guard. He's a good point guard, but there's limitations. He's better elsewhere. Ingram out in transition here, drawing the foul, and he's going to go to the line to tie it up at 75. The lack of pull-up threat for Barnes is just too big of a problem to overcome at point guard against better matchups. It becomes too passive. Need him in better spots down low more often, where it's easier. We can receive the ball down low, not making that pass there. He's a good point guard. He's a good option to have. Just long term, he's just better elsewhere. AJ Lawson checking into the game here. So talk about a player earning the right to minutes, because he was 2A guy, 905 guy, out of rotation, got a limited run in a game against the Magic, played really well, so got more time, and since then he's been getting some minutes in some big moments, and here is a big moment. Raptors tied at 75 with the Boston Celtics in a huge game for their season, and he's in the game. Excuse me. Pritchard to Brown. Barnes all over him. Shot clock at the buzzer. Man. What a bucket by JB. Christ. Scotty all over him there. Timeout by Darko. Why? We were timing. But okay. Scotty's draped all over Brown in the corner, and he just makes a ridiculous shot. I mean, what are you going to do? Barnes plays perfect defense, and Jaylen Brown makes a ridiculous shot. Sometimes, that's how it goes. Jays lose 3-0 today, and 4-5, and that easy start to the season has me a little concerned about this team at the moment, especially with Alejandro Kirk out and Heineman not being very good and having to call up another guy. Like we're struggling at catcher for sure. Current MVP. Jaylen Brown's in 4th. Alvin Williams thinks Jaylen Brown should be the MVP. Alvin, come on, buddy. Like, he's been good, but come on, buddy. JB is actually in 4th, interestingly. So he won't be a finalist because it'll be Jokic, Wemby, and Shea. Oh, you know what it is? It's Doncic fell out of the running for MVP, so he would have been top 4. But now, because he won't play 65 games, he will not win MVP. Wow, you look at Doncic, not going to be All-NBA this year, actually. Jaylen Brown will not be winning MVP, Alvin Williams. Barnes misses in tight. Want that one back. Barger's out too. Man, injuries are becoming a problem. Wow. Jay's in a little bit of a sketchy situation right now. Wall striving, laying it past CMB. Good take. 5-point game. Raptors have hung around, but they're going to have to do more than just hang around to overcome likely the best team in the East. Not record, because Detroit will be the 1 seed regardless, but this is a really good team. The Raptors need to do a little bit more here. Barnes. Come on, we got to get 2 here. Working on Shireman. Okay, it was messy, but it goes in. Luka got screwed for that a little bit. Yeah, but you know what? You got to make the 65-game cutoff. The cutoff has to be somewhere. And you cannot say the 65-game rule has been beneficial. There's going to be some unfortunate casualties like Doncic this year to the 65-game rule, but absolutely star players are playing more now. Wemby has played way more than he would have played if this rule didn't exist. The goal of the rule was to get star players on the court more often. It has worked very well. Now, if the con with that is sometimes a player who should be All-NBA first team won't be, it is what it is. Your beef is with every player who's ruined it with load management and rest. Your beef is with them. The NBA stepped in to try and do something to improve the product. They did do something, and they did something that worked. The NBA making the rules is not the issue to me. Barnes for 2, another miss. Pirtle can't hold the rebound. Barnes chases it down, saves it, finds Mamu. Now Lawson. We have to have some time. Shot clock is off now. 7 on the game clock. Barnes stripped, gets it back. Jumper doesn't go. Can't tip it into the buzzer. So the Celtics will be up by 3 after 3. Why bring in Yak now? Because Colin Murray Boyles can't play 48 minutes. All right, guys. We've got a shot for the 4th. This is where we've had our struggles this season, but if we can put up a good quarter here, we're going to get a huge win towards our season. I think my Chrome froze again. How did Chrome keep freezing on me, dude? I didn't leave yet. I'm far from leaving. Nothing's going to stop me from well, we get blown out and Garrett Temple gets in, but we can win this game, man. This has been a pretty good performance. It was even better we'd be winning, but it's been pretty good from the Raptors here. Sorry, guys. My browser crashed, so resetting. So I'll have to sync up the game clock again. ESPN has been making it crash. Barnes has been rough. Barrett's been rough. Ingram has been rough. Yet we're down by 3 to the best team in the East at their home. So let's close with Walter. Let's close with CMB, and hope Barrett, Barnes, and Ingram find something somewhere. I mean, maybe even Shed at some point for Barrett. We'll see if they even go that route, which is a possibility. But you go to bed with sole possession of the 6th seed if you win this game. So go win this game, right? What a game by Murray Boyles. He's only at 6 points, but he's been so impactful in this game. Can we finish strong? Can we have a good 4th quarter? We're going to find out. $80-77. Derek White. Get scoreboard back activated with myself. Pritchard for 3. Not where we wanted to go to start the quarter. All right, synced up the game clock again if you want to sync up with myself. $83-77. This might be a hard question to answer. What do you think the ceiling for this team will be in the Scotty B.I. era? Ceiling. 5-0 run. Oh, fucking shit starts the quarter. If the Raptors pull their picks and land like a big fish, ceiling. When someone asks me like what a ceiling is, and when I describe ceiling is the top. The ceiling. That's why it's called a ceiling. That's not the realistic. It is the ceiling. What is the max they could do? The max they could do is win a championship. Like if this team pulled picks and got Giannis and put Barnes, Ingram, Giannis on a team, like that team, it's messy fit-wise, but there's enough talent to win a chip there. Man, why do we even fucking play these quarters if we're going to fucking play like this? You give up a fucking 7-0 run in a minute, and then you throw the ball away with an unforced turnover there. Raptors only have 30% to get in the playoffs. It is higher than that. It is higher than that. If it's less than 60, I'd be shocked, to be honest. Hauser to Tatum. Tatum drawing the foul. Going to go to the line for 3. Wow. The 3-point game might all of a sudden just be an 11-point game in the space of 2 fucking minutes in this fourth quarter. Fuck, dude. Raptors right now are about 80% to make the playoffs. Just under 79%. Not 30. 70% Raptors will play in. We talked about it earlier. I think they'll be above 50% in both the games they play in the play-in if they have to play 2. So they're in a really good position to make the playoffs. It's the avenue of doing it and actually just doing it. You know, they could still lose, not make it. But we're talking probabilistically. And a team that has an 80% chance to make the playoffs, well, unfortunately, 20% of the time, they're not going to make the playoffs. So anyways, 2 minutes ago, we were in a game, and right now we're not. Because the Celtics, if these free throws go, are up by 11. And the work you put in all game can just be unraveling in the space of 2 minutes. This would be the largest lead of the game for the Celtics. I think their largest lead so far is 8. They're up 10-2, and they're up 54-46 the half. Keita has been disastrous for us today. Just have not been able to stop him. Yeah, and did Darko challenge this? If Darko challenges this, they're going to lose this challenge. They have no chance of winning this challenge. I only saw the first. I saw it before. It looked like a foul to me. So Philly have the tiebreaker with us. We have the tiebreaker with Atlanta, but I don't know if we can't catch him. He didn't challenge. Okay, he did not challenge. Good, because they were not winning that. So still have it in the chamber. Would a 45-win season with this team be considered legit or cosmetic? In a way, both, but I'd feel like I feel pretty happy about a 45-win season. As much as it's unraveled a bit in the late stages of it. This team won 30 games last year. It's quite an upgrade. Feels like they're close. Just need to make changes, though. CMB coming in right now. Might be smart. I'm going to leave him out for now. All right. 10-10 to go. Tatum makes 2 out of 3. The lead is at its largest. 10 points. Shed to Pirtle. Another fucking turnover. Oh, my God, man. Tatum layup. These fourth quarters are so frustrating, man. Oh, 9:22 to go. Down by 10. Shed falls. Pritchard has a lane. 12-point game. Oh, my God. Shed, Barrett, Walter, Mamu, Pirtle on for the Raptors. I know they haven't played well, but, like, you just cannot not have Barnes on the floor right now. And Ingram off as well. You just cannot do this. Like, you cannot have Barnes and CMB off at the same time right now. Like, who the fuck is playing defense inside in this lineup? Like, awful planning for this lineup. Ingram getting ready to check in. Get fucking Coleman Rose in the fucking game. He's coming to the scoring table now. Barrett off the glass. These are just wasted. Like, we're not even doing anything with these. Come on, man. Tatum. To Hauser. Call timeout. Call timeout. Like, if we're gonna defend like this, Just call it a night. Call it a night if we're gonna defend like that. Hauser walks to the corner, wide open. Then he catches it. Instead of shooting, goes, wow, nobody's in my way. And he goes to the rim, gets fouled, and won. And you blow up the game in fucking 4 minutes. You played so well for so long, and you blow it up in 4 minutes of the fourth quarter. Crazy, dude. What the fuck? How we're at game 78. We still haven't figured out fourth quarters, man. How on earth have we gotten this far into the season and still haven't figured out fourth quarters? Darko still hasn't figured out his lineups to start fourth quarters. Because what a disaster of a lineup there. And now we're in too large of a hole, most likely. You was in 4 minutes ago. Shed's taking early shot clock threes again. And we are just wasting every offensive possession right now. And we're not getting any stops to go with it. That's how a 3-point lead turned into a 13-point lead in 4 minutes. Brutal game management. Brutal performance by the guys in there for those minutes. Then you try to fix it, it's too late. You're too far behind. Shed. To Mamu, driving. Fouled on the dunk. Using bad words as back. I say whatever the fuck I want on my own stream. What is this policing going on? Darko does himself no favors for, like, people that want to keep this guy. Or, I guess, people that want to fire this guy. Darko does himself no favors. 96-85. Why? If Flavor Flav loves Mamu so much, why is he wearing a Red Sox hat? $96.85. I don't know where he is right now. He should be in the game. He hasn't played any fourth quarter minutes right now. Start the quarter with him. Sub him out. Bring in Ingram. Play a few minutes. Bring him back in. That's the normal rotation. I don't know why Scotty starts in the bench in this quarter. Pritchard, fadeaway 2 is good. 98-85. Shed in the corner. Walter now. Fouled on the 3. Need some points here. Walter's played very well here. Haven't won in Boston since 2021, dude. I hate how much I hate this fucking franchise. I hate how much they own us. We don't beat them very often. So whatever good players that haven't even shown up either. It's just you start the quarter with Pirtle on because CMB can't play 48 minutes. Sure, you can't play him all game. And then Pirtle just gets absolutely torched every possession as Walter misses all 3 fucking free throws. But you start the fucking quarter with Pirtle in. He gets torched every possession. You call a timeout, assuming you would just put CMB in the game to fix the problem. And you don't put him in for another 2 minutes. So what do the Celtics do? Back to the fucking well, attack Pirtle, and they keep scoring. The game completely gets away from you, and now you're trying to chase for a miracle comeback in a game that should have been tight. Like, some of these coaching decisions are just inexcusable. There's so much that he's done well this season, but all these little things he can't get right. We're almost 3 full seasons of this guy, and these little things he still cannot get right is unbelievable. You've had a winning team for 78 games. You still haven't figured out the minutes in the fourth quarter. You've watched 36 minutes of this game. You still haven't figured out what the Celtics want to do if Pirtle's on the floor. They want to go right at him all game, and they've done that every second he's on the floor. You called a timeout to figure it out, and you still couldn't grasp where the problem was. Things like this are a showcase of where a lack of hope are with this fucking team when he is in charge. There's good, but when he can't even figure out the simplest thing that's killing his team, it makes you wonder if this is the extent at which it can go with him. God, man. Everyone sees it. Everyone is watching the same game. Everyone sees it. How have you not recognized it? And that 4-minute run just takes you out of the game. Deflates everything you've done for 36. These details are important. It is the NBA. It's important against any team because you show up on Wednesday without these finer details. You get destroyed by DeRozan and Achua for 48 minutes. That happens against the Kings. What happens when you miss the details against the best team in the East? This fourth quarter happens. Just leaving wins on the table. And it might cost you a playoff appearance. It's gonna cost you a top 6 spot if you don't fix up. All right, my rant's over. Nice move by Ingram. At least they played hard on Friday. But, fuck, you're playing Memphis. $98-89. Though we do have 11 points in the court already. So we're probably going to eclipse, and there's 13. We're gonna have more than we've had in a lot of fourth quarters this season, to be fair. Only down by 7. Is the damage done? Tatum layup. Keita put back. Keita on Sunday. Achua on Wednesday. Come on, man. And then a shed turnover. White corner 3. I think that's it. I hate to call it early, but don't know how Celtics fumble this. What's Darko's press conference today? We played hard, shots didn't fall. Darko, Pirtle's minus 16 tonight. You had a timeout to take him out, stop the bleeding. What did you do? You left him in. They scored 3 more times on him. We are down by 12. Colin Murray-Boyles is a +3. It's not a coincidence. Pirtle's a minus 16. That is not a coincidence. It's not even just this game. All season, if Pirtle has played against the Celtics, they have hunted him. They have exposed him. Did they not watch back the games? Did they not do their homework? Like Darko talks about before the Kings game, a failure to prepare and work on the details. I'm paraphrasing, something like that. That's your job. That's your job. You are responsible for that aspect of the game. Ingram didn't play well. Barnes didn't play well. Barrett didn't play well. That's part of it. But these little details can help you circumvent that and get over the line and win important games. So here we are. Big 4 games after this. If they lose this, huge 4 games. Miami twice. New York Knicks, who hopefully will have nothing to play for. And then Brooklyn. Nobody played well. Well, CMB played well. Joey Walter played well. Thank God. If the Raptors miss the playoffs, I absolutely have to fire Darko. I don't think they'll fire him no matter what. But if they miss the playoffs, they gotta fire him. But I'm not convinced. I don't think he deserves to get. I think we could do better. I don't think he deserves to get fired if they make the playoffs, because making the playoffs with this team would be impressive. But there's weaknesses there, man. I think he'll have earned the chance to coach the team next season, but if the front office wanted to get like for real, get serious, they'd make a tough decision. We'll see. If he makes the playoffs, he's earned the right to coach them, but we ain't here to make friends. If the front office was cutthroat, they would do what needs to be done, but I don't think they would do that. We fired Darko, he'll get a job somewhere else. Maybe on a staff for sure. Like I can see that. I don't know about a head coaching role. I think with Adrian Griffin. He was doing well in Milwaukee. They were 30-13, and then he got fired. And it's been downhill since. I don't know. Flav's like a fucking proud dad watching Mamu play. This is funny. 103-93. 3:55 to go. It is the Celtics, but when I make them beat us, Wow, JB just made a mockery of RJ there. Make them beat us. Don't give away the game because of your incompetence and your mistakes. Nick Nurse got fired because their team was struggling and they were headed in a different direction. Nick Nurse is not a tanking development coach. He is a win-now coach. Darko, it might be the opposite. And when the team wants to win, they may not be for him. And Jaylen Brown, I'm done, man. I can't with this game. Jaylen Brown gets his own fucking free throw miss. Whose fucking job is it to box out? Why didn't they do it? Then a turnover and dunk for Tatum. Like we were down by 3 at the start of this quarter. It's a 16-point game now. Completely, utterly fucking fumbled this one. Probably weren't going to win from that point at least. But man, give yourself a chance. And the only reason we're down in this quarter is these little details that we're getting wrong. No box out there. High school shit. Box out the shooter. Taking too long to get Pearl out of the game. 3 buckets it costs you. Changes the game. Changes the game completely. I'm done. No, I'm done. 2:46 to go. I'm not sitting through this timeout. Oh, I'm fired up after that. All right, guys. Very, very frustrating when they pull shit like this. I'm not done. I'm not going to leave like this. I'm not done. I'm going to stay. Very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. I'm so sick of getting the fourth quarters wrong and having all this time to get it right, to work on it, to fix this. You're at game 78, buddy. Game 78. You haven't caught on. You've played this team 4 times now. You got obliterated in this quarter. You have 15. You have 17 points in this quarter. If Garrett Temple trots out right now, I'm leaving. If I see Jonathan Mobile on the court, this stream is over. I promise you that. That's something I'm not going to be watching. Pearl's fine, a fine player. Not against this team, clearly. He's minus 16. All right, let's see who comes out of this timeout. Not in their MO to throw in the towel with 2:46 left. Walter. Timeout. Barnes throws it to Jaylen Brown, and now it's an 18-point game. RJ for 3. Early shot clock. You know what? That's it. that does it for me. 2 possessions, Barnes turnover, RJ Barrett early shot clock 3. You know what? It is over now because I should have left. I should have left when I said I was going to leave. Yeah. I've said everything I needed to say. Coach still can't get it right in Game 78. Little details matter. It matters against the Sacramento Kings, who are the bottom seed, who were the bottom seed when we played them in the Western Conference. It matters a lot when you play the best team in the East, second best team by record. These things matter. These things make a difference. And they're getting them wrong time after time after time. And they're in Game 78, and they're still getting it wrong. We've got quite a job to do, man. We've got quite a job to do. You got Miami back-to-back at home. You'll be favored in both. But you might need both. You got the Knicks on Friday, Brooklyn in 1 week's time on Sunday. And the regular season is over. Thank you for sticking with me, guys. I'm sick for the way that game ended because they were quite good for the first 3 quarters, but that's basketball. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy. If you're Monday off, enjoy. If you don't have Monday off like me, hopefully the work week starts well. Tuesday, Thursday, big watch-alongs. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. I'm going to be live for all 4 of these games. Videos this week, I think we'll do Wednesday and maybe a Saturday video. I don't really want to load up on videos just because, these are important games I'd rather focus on, but there's content coming. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on your way out. Good news is you got a lot of time left in your Sunday, so hopefully this didn't ruin it. You've got quite a few more hours to go. I'm leaving and trying to enjoy the rest of it. See you guys.